Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This is part of an ongoing anthology series that I've been running for 6 years now, where it's called Star Wars Saturdays. In Star Wars Saturdays, each month I choose a different RPG, uh, different month to month. Sometimes there are returning favorites of myself and folks who play with me. And each month we create characters or revisit characters from other games or systems, get together and tell a story. This month we are playing Solar Blades and Cosmic Spells. This is a game from Diogo Nogueira of Old School Publishing. And it's pretty cool. It's got very old school or older D&D feels to it, but a great deal of the chaff has been knocked off of the game. And it's, even though it is a 400-page book, which is a lot for me and my indie game love, but still, that also has like comics in it and tons of art and charts, a lot of charts. So not too bad. In fact, I've been able to fit combat into one tab, the core rules into another tab, and the rules about the Force, which is not really called the Force in Solar Blades and Cosmic Spells, but I reskinned it because that's what I do. I take different RPGs and I reskin or remake them into Star Wars games, and that's what we're doing. So we are normally I play within an ongoing timeline just so folks feel like the stuff that they did with previous characters, they can bring them to the table. The things that happen in our games can knock on effect into future sessions. But for Solar Blaze Cosmic Spells, we're a little unhinged, unmoored from that and just running it as its own thing. I'm interested in exploring that because, you do the same thing for 6 years. You want to try something different. Here we are. And the crew, we decided after folks rolling for a few background ideas, they generally owe a supernatural, sinister sorceress. Easy to say 3 or 4 times really fast. A Dathomirian night witch by the name of Gruesome Yegro. Thank you, random name generator. I like that a lot. Gruesome Yegro has encouraged the lot of you as you go to a place called Kennet, Khenet, Kennet Rock, to drive out some raiders who've stolen this from the people known as the Fa. And uh, Gruesome Yegro asked you, oh, pretty please, if you could, get me this antique vendetta mask of a long dead Fa chieftain. It won't be that much trouble, I promise. So, oh, yeah, I don't know how to do the blinking. Yeah, to turn the blinking off of the AI summary. Uh, I'm sorry. It occasionally will catch my attention as well. It's just reminding us that it's listening. Hi, AI summary. So yeah, you guys have gone into Kennet Rock. You defeated a Rhodian who was there, lying in wait, trying to defend Kennet Rock. And you defeated them, and then heard on the commune at the end, "Hey, we're on our way back. We're on our way back now." And also, yeah, I believe Reyna had a few flashes of them on a land speeder. Oh, because it's in their NPCs tab, I have to point out that you did borrow the farm's speeder truck. By the way, love that picture that somebody stuck in the. It was so cool that I had to expand it into take up 2 blocks so that we could get really big look of all the scoring and everything on that speeder truck. That's pretty great. I love it. So yeah, that's the summary of what's going on. Before I have folks introduce our characters, just want to remind everybody we do use safety tools. Every good game should. Our safety tools we're employing are lines and veils. A line is a line we don't cross. It's content we're not interested in having in our game at all. Sure, it may exist in the milieu of Star Wars, but we don't have to focus our story on it, and therefore it's a thing that we shan't. And then we have veils. Veils are, oh, okay, sure, this could happen, but when it does, we will cut away or do a screen wipe, a Lucas style screen wipe away. And for example, we have veil. I often put a veil on sexual content. Sure, characters can hook up. That's awesome. Romance is great. We don't need to get into the nitty gritty details. We just say it's happened and we move on. And we have ask first. That is a maybe this could be okay, but can you pretty please check in with us as players before you introduce that into the fiction? On top of that, we have X card. That is our, I didn't realize I'd need to put a line fail or ask first onto this, and it squicks me out. Please stop. And that is, in effect, will excise any content that a player requests. And of course, an open door, because we're grown-ups, we got stuff to do sometimes. We may have to step away. So with that long rigmarole and my monologue over, let's quickly remind ourselves of our characters. Let's start from the right-hand side of the character keeper, heading to the left. Stephen, tell us about yourself and tell us about your character.
Hi, my name is Stephen. My pronouns are he, him. My character is Reyna Veen. Reyna is an Alzamec. We saw him briefly in the movie, and there's a picture of him right here. And the playbook I'm playing is the Gifted, but so she comes from a Sith cult on a desolate planet, and she escaped and took like her lucky crystal and that kind of stuff that the cult wants back, and they were after her. And she's on the run from the Empire, but her force powers, she's just lucky. You know, things just kind of work out is the way I handle that. So
Thank you so very much. So with Stephen out of the way, Ethan, you are up.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Ethan. Pronouns they, them. I'm playing Deeg Tolgan, who is Zabrak, who is stranded here by a previous treasure hunting party that they were sort of recruited into by their leader, who's just sort of charmed them into it. They have some information that was useful to the previous party who left the planet without them. Now they're stranded, so they decided, like, hey, let's help out this other treasure hunting party because the last one went so well. Maybe I can finally get some money and get off this planet this time.
If at first you don't succeed, trust someone new again, I guess is how that shall work, huh?
They're not the
Crazy.
most street smart human, or not human, non-human out there.
Excellent. Thank you so very much. And then it is time for Andesh.
Hello, I'm Anders, he, him. I'm playing Wookie. He's fairly young, just a century old, just a kid. But he's fairly tough and, well, I'm not sure if resourceful is the right word, but yeah, maybe. We'll see. Yeah, he's also kind of a treasure hunter, also in debt to Gruesome Yegro. But everything will work out fine, of course. It's fine. Everything's fine.
How are you? Cool. And then last but certainly not least, Sherry.
I'm playing Eleni Salt. She has vague aspirations to get off this backwater planet, but I wouldn't say she's particularly committed to them. She's kind of young. She really loves tech. Her family is a sort of agricultural family. They have a lot of farms. They have a lot of machinery and stuff. She takes care of that. And she really isn't that keen on doing much else. She really loves the tech, and everything else is just too much. Yeah, so she tries to get through with as little as possible, just, so if she can find some way to get out of all of this work that she's supposed to be doing, she'll do.
I think her nickname amongst the family might be Nap Queen or something like that.
Exactly.
Awesome. So as I talked about in our lead up here, you guys have so far in integrated yourselves, taken over Kennett Rock, I guess, sort of. You found the cactus garden, the natural cavity in rock open to the sky with edible various well, if I remember correctly, our Noguera is a mountainous and misty mountainous planet. So it's not really a cactus garden. It is more of a plants that grow in misty mountains garden. Rich should have done more research along those lines.
It
You
could
also
be a cactus.
could be cactus
Like,
could
otherwise not a lot of other moisture except for the
Mm,
mist that comes along. Yeah.
okay. Well, thank you for that. You
Sure.
found a Porta Warden, which is a sentry gun, which you guys covered with a tarp so that it would not shoot you full of holes. And that we stopped pretty much around the time that you guys had cleared out rooms 1, 4, and 5. If you take a look at our character keeper, there's a new tab to the right of the NPCs tab called Kennet, Khenet Rock. And also I directed earlier pre-recording that I had added some raiders into our NPCs tab. Rada, you've seen them in that little vision that you had of folks on a speeding towards you on a speeder. Haha. What do you wish to do? So you have this Portal Warden, you have rooms 4 and 5 figured out. Room 9, you can tell, looks like it is a bowl-shaped cave. And then far off to the western area, room 3, you can smell wisps of smoke, scented candles, you think.
If I remember correctly, we took the body of the raider who had attacked us and kind of stuffed it in room 4. Hit it in the back and took like their communicator and that kind of stuff off.
Okay.
And
Sounds
he had
great.
the plan of moving the gun over so that it was facing the door.
Okay.
So that when whoever came in, maybe they got a stray shot at him. And then
Well, if you remember from your expertise on FA technology,
okay.
there is some fancy-ish recognition in the droid brain of this particular gun. Do you want to try to do anything along those lines after you set it up? You could totally set it up. You go in. Are you going to rebolt it to the ground or just set it up quickly?
First I'd probably reset it to the factory default, which would be recognizing the FA, right?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
so long as these people aren't FA, it will shoot at them.
And you're standing behind it. Good
Yeah,
call.
I'm standing behind it, exactly. Plus I'm taking my tarp with me in case we have to come back around by it. But yeah, so and then if I've got time to bolt it, I'll do it.
Sure.
But
Let's go ahead and have you make an intellect test, difficulty of 2, but you get to roll the positive die, which is this game's term for rolling with advantage. So remember, you're rolling d20s and you are looking to exceed the difficulty of the task, which is a 2. But you need to stay under your attribute, which is a whopping 16, I believe.
Okay, so I'm rolling 2d20. I got a 4 and a 5, so yeah, I get over it. It's not like the greatest roll, but my 5 is in range.
It is indeed in range. So yes, you work on that. Well, Alani is that totally makes sense that Huark's vibroaxe would be his favorite weapon. Yeah, I'm into it. Reyna, Deeg, and Huark, what are you doing as Alani is working to secure the front door?
So I think Reyna's going to slip around and just make sure that the area we're in is secure. I imagine that the gun is being moved around so that it's pointing straight down towards the door, probably from that garden area that we were in.
Oh, is that right? I thought you were actually putting it in room 1 to bolt it. So room 1 is where the bolt is. It sits like right outside, and but if you want to put it in the cactus area, you can. Just let me know, Alani, where you set it up.
If there were preset bolts, I probably would have gravitated to those. So just because that's going to be the best, most stable place to put it.
Sounds good.
But that made sense. But if there were bolts, I mean, what do you do extra work? Bye.
And then I think, you said that when we look into the area above where the turret was, there was like a bowl impression, like something like that.
Yeah, if you take a look at that picture, you'll see the where number 9 is. It's very obvious, like some kind of water. Well, not very obvious. It's a natural bowl-shaped cave, half filled with water. Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna basically poke my head around, and I want to make sure that no one's gonna come up to up at us from behind. So I'm gonna be looking into like room 3 and room 8. I'll probably start with 3 because you said you smell something from there.
Okay, cool. So you're going to be heading towards room 3. Is Huark or Deeg, are you accompanying Reyna or doing
Yeah, I
something
will.
else? Okay, cool. So you're
I'll stay
accompanying.
in room 4 and just generally keep watch, I think.
Okay. Room 4, keeping watch. All right. I am manipulating a picture because I don't know. I just thought it would be cool to stick the gun in the area and then update the picture, but now I realized I'm spending too much time on it, and instead I'm just gonna shift to you guys. So you head towards the room on the map, number 3. You see that this is. Oh, you're both not from here. So I don't know how much of this would seem familiar to you at all. I don't think the Fa would have discussed with you their practices. Do you see that there is a small table, almost looks like an altar, and on the top of the altar is a intricately hand-carved wooden idol, painted blue, of a woman, appears human, with empty palms showing. Her face, if you look closely, seems very serene and calm. And yeah, this is a small shrine. What do you wish to do?
So Deek, I
Um,
I thought they might be cooking in here, but it doesn't look like it. Um, is there? So it looks like there's an exit, north and an exit to the east. Is that right?
Yeah, what you see here exits to north and east if you, and of course, we're all looking at looks like there's something to the west there. I don't like fiddling with fog of war, so sorry.
No, it's fine.
But yeah, north and east. To the north, you can faintly see from your point that it's a stone hall, but it's hard to tell many details without getting closer. And then to the east, it leads back to the garden.
Okay. So it looks like how long do we think we have before the people arrive?
You believe you have a few minutes.
Okay. I mean, this room looks promising as far as like, if I were going to hide an artifact. I think I'm gonna like poke around at the shrine a bit and see if there's anything hidden in here.
Cool. Poking around the shrine. Why don't you give me let's make this into a test. And I think that the most appropriate attribute to test here is willpower. Oh, I'm sorry, Teak. Maybe I'm not that sorry, but I'm somewhat sorry. The difficulty is a mere 2.
Okay. Yeah, just gotta get between 2 and 9, not a problem.
2 and 9 on a D20.
I got a 5.
Delightful. You approach the altar, you look at this serene, painted blue woman. And as you move closer, you notice you feel as if you're being watched. The idol itself, you pull it up, move it around. It's not attached. You do notice that the altar itself, there is a seal. You could open it up. There are treasures that have been laid in their offerings to the goddess. But you also, or the idol itself, we're not sure about such, but you also notice there are little streams of light coming in from the left, and you discover, which we the players know, that there is a hidden entrance to the west.
Cool. I mean, if you're gonna hide an artifact, you should hide it behind a hidden entrance, right?
It's true.
If this is secret and valuable, obviously, the first thing you do is you look for something hidden and it's there. I mean, my extensive experience has taught me this. And,
It's true. This is why they brought you along. You're the expert at such things.
yeah. So I'm gonna try to get through that hidden entrance.
Amazing. So the hidden entrance is secreted behind a false wall. You find a bit of a fissure and you're able to pull the door aside with not too much effort. Immediately you notice 2 things. First, it's very musty. This is not an area that is often trod. In fact, perhaps the bandits, the raiders, have not discovered this area. The second
Awesome.
thing is that you hear a click, click, bing, which is the sound of something powering up.
Yeah. Well, we've had some experience with this before, so I think my initial reaction is to just like hit the floor.
Sure, you hit the floor.
And then think to yell for Rourke to also hit the floor.
Nice.
In case he hasn't noticed my, diving out of the way.
Cool. Raina, were you checking out the room to the north there, or what were you looking at?
Yeah, so I came in, and so my intention was to go through this area and make sure that nothing was going to come at us from behind while we handled the raiders coming in.
Mhm.
So I headed over to this area, to this room 3, the shrine room, and once I saw that no one was in here cooking or anything like that, I kind of moved on. And I think that D basically went in and started, messing with the shrine, and then went over and looked at this part of the wall and opened it up. And I think I was headed towards, the other entrance just to make sure, again, no one was coming from behind. But I think whenever Deej kind of slowed down and started checking things out, I went back. I went to back her up. So I think I'm standing next to her, still in the room, and I see her hit the floor. And I see them hit the floor. And I go and I think I'm still in the other room, so I'm gonna pull them back in, help them get back into room, the shrine room that we're in.
Cool. So you're able to pull Deeg back in uh, before whatever has powered up does anything. You did hear some movement. It's like something moving on a servo, perhaps. Uh, but yeah, Alani, you finished up setting up the Porta Warden at the front, and you can head back. You see that Deeg and Reyna are in. You would know this. It is a Fa chapel devoted to Va, the blue goddess of empty spaces. I'll put that in the chat.
Oh, that sounds nice. Is there any of the incense here so I can light it and put it where it
You
is?
certainly can.
That's what I'll do.
Excellent.
I think as you come into the room, Reyna's like, get down. There's another one of those turrets.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Don't
There's a
worry.
secret entrance here, but I heard it powering up.
Okay, well, we can get out this way if everything goes wrong, because I got the tarp. It's no problem. It's like a superpower with these things. So,
Well, but it does mean that we need to make sure that no one comes through this way, to get behind us. So,
we'll just close the door.
So, no one has taken any damage, but let me mechanically tell you, lighting the incense and paying homage to Va, the blue goddess of empty spaces, would allow you to either make a recovery roll or restore your 1 point of luck. But you guys are all full because I'm a wimpy GM. Obviously, I need to be a better overlord and hurt you. So, Huark, as they are working in the chapel, you hear overhead the speeder racing towards you, and it actually races over top. Like you see it zip past, like they're doing a once over. And yeah, you see that it is a kind of a dusky brown land speeder, and that there are at least 5 beings on it.
5 incoming. Everyone get ready.
Cool. Then you hear over who kept the comm unit? I can't remember.
I think I had it.
All right. Reyna, do you hear again? You hear, why is the porta gun outside again?
There were some rumors of people coming in, so we needed to make sure they wouldn't get in.
Huh? Just pretend you're the roadie and just replying that we're good to go. Awesome. That sounds awesome. Give me an intellect roll. Your challenge on this is a 5.
Okay. That's 1d20. My intellect is a 14. I got an 11.
Wow. you could tell that there's some hesitation, and yeah, they'll swoop around. What's this truck?
It's stolen from the people who were talking about coming in.
Cool. So, Ani, you get an opportunity for the Porta Warden to roll for its well, let's see. This is a ranged attack, therefore it would be rolling with its agility, which is a nice 15.
Mm,
So go ahead and roll a d20.
okay. A single D20. Here we go. I got 20. I think it's our first failure.
It is. It's pretty amazing that sometimes the dice do not like you guys. Awesome.
Exactly.
So you hear from outside Kennett Rock, the Porta Warden belch forth a hail of blaster fire, and then the gravelly voice over the comms. What? What the cark was that? Huark. Someone in a jetpack appears flying over and coming down into the area where you are from above. What do you do?
I pull out my bowcaster and shoot them.
That sounds amazing. I'm going to give you, I think they know something's going on. So let's go ahead and do the whole thing. Initiative,
Okay.
I don't think surprise is here. You're not surprised. They think they're going into some kind of trouble because they just got shot at. So the players make an agility test. This will just be you and just so we have the flavor. This is Krieg, a Nothoin who has a jetpack. Very flashy jetpack. So please go ahead and yeah, you're going to make an agility test.
I rolled 14 and my agility is 11, so I guess that's a
Well,
failure.
I also have to roll. I have to roll dice. No, wait. If you succeed and roll a number higher than the opponent's HD, they act before the opponent. Okay, cool. So if you succeed but roll a number equal to or lower than the HD, the opponent acts first. So you do not succeed. So if you fail the roll, you act after all opponents. Okay, that's how it goes. Sweet. So then you look up, but Krieg spots you, and you see that they have a long pistol. They draw like hand underneath the barrel and fire off a few shots at you. This is the most interesting part of Solar Blade's cosmic spells to me that I've encountered so far is that when you guys roll to hit, you have a completely different subsystem than when the Overlord rolls to hit. I just think that's fascinating. A little confusing, but also once you get used to it, it's pretty quick for the Overlord to resolve things, which is cool. All right, he is not a powerful. They are not a powerful opponent. Therefore, I need to look at the combat rules. All right. This is a ranged attack, and okay. I need to separate this a little bit. Opponents just need to roll over the character's agility. That is what I need to do. Okay. Here we go. Here comes my D20 roll. And that D20 roll is from Krieg. That is Not a success. So Krieg fires a few times, pui, 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 and one of the plants explodes from the blaster right by your head, Huark. They are trying not to get in your big bladed range. What do you wish to do?
Well, I'll shoot them with a bowcaster.
Amazing.
Shooting a couple of shots and then like rolling in behind some more of the cacti.
Okay, that sounds awesome.
So I just roll a d20 again, right?
Correct. And the challenge here to hit Krieg, their effective defense is a 3.
I roll a 4, so that's a hit.
Wow. That is a hit, a very palpable hit. Then please roll the damage for your lovely ranged weapon, which is a d6.
Yeah. Cool. What's the d20? That's a 6.
Oof. That is
Very palpable.
rough. Yeah, I think Craig at that point is going to I'll give you a choice. You can hit Krieg, or you can take out Krieg's jetpack with that attack.
Oh, jetpack, just because that's cooler.
I'd agree. Cool. So yeah, you hit the jetpack. It there's a small explosion. Krieg's going to take some damage as well. Krieg falls down on top of a couple of the cacti, right, and rolls off screaming in pain. Let's cut to Deeg and Reyna. You heard a big bunch of blaster fire outside, then a jetpack overhead, and some fire inside the Kennet Rock area. So, Deeg, what do you wish to do?
Look, I don't think I have any good weapons for this today. Let's see. I have a vibro knife and a blaster and a
Do we jump to somebody else?
okay. I think I spaced out at some point. Where is this, or where are they coming from? Like, what
No problem.
direction?
So right now there is only one opponent. They are in room 4. They came in from over
Okay.
top. Remember, 4 is open to the air.
Oh,
So
right,
they
right. Okay.
jetpacked in and have are currently fighting Huark. You can rest assured that the others are coming in at some point. You're just not sure from what direction.
Okay, well, I mean, might as well deal with the one who's here. And that's room 4, so that's close. Yeah, I'm gonna like try to sneak over and shoot at them. I have a blaster for that. Yeah, I do. Okay.
Cool. Okay. Go ahead and make an agility check. Diff 3.
Okay.
So you
I
get
think
above a
agility is
3,
my
but
good one,
below
yeah.
your agility.
Okay. Ooh, nope. I
Okay.
have good agility, but I still rolled above it.
All right. Pew pew right above their head as they're rolling around, trying to quickly pull out a bunch of the spines from their exposed midriff, because that looks very flashy and hot, but turns out not good against cacti. Alani, things are getting a little crazy. What are you doing?
I hate this stuff. I think I'll pull out my pew pew and kind of go around there, and I think let Zeke still be standing, kind of like in front of me, but I'll reach over and shoot. Okay.
Okay.
Step out from behind him for a moment. There you go. Yeah. So I have a medium blaster.
Okay.
So
So you need to roll above a 3, but below your agility.
okay, that in theory is within my thing, because I have a decent agility of 14. Okay. Here we go. 1d20. I rolled a 1.
Man, I
See,
think
and I'm doing the 20, then the 1.
I know it's a
That's
range.
crazy.
So that would be beneath their capability. So I think what you see is that you fire, you had just the right shot, but Krieg saw at the last second and they just adroitly dodged out of the way, rolled, did a, like a Kirk style roll away from the blasters. You fire over them, and it looked
I
pretty
probably don't
flashy.
even think about it. I actually go, ooh, cool.
Nice. Man, Krieg is really getting beat up here. Raina, you hear the Porto Warden go off again outside, and there's definitely a very pitted fight going on in room 4. What do you wish to do?
I think I'm going to hide.
Nice.
And what that looks like, I slip into the shadows. I'm probably going to slip into the shadows since it's really noisy in 4. I'm going to assume those guys know what they're doing. I'm going to come down from room 3, kind of closer to where the entrance is, and I'm going to hide right in that area, like in the shadows or something.
Mm-hmm.
And now's whenever we'll see like my first, how lucky do I get? So I have a power called Shadow Cloak,
Ooh.
where I can hide in plain sight with an agility test made with a positive die, and it lasts for however many power level points I spend. And power level points come off my vitality, if I understand correctly.
Yes, that's my understanding as well.
So I think I roll to make sure that power happens.
Yeah, you use a power, you spend an amount of vitality points equal to the difference between the power level of the power and your own level. That's just straight up, you spend that regardless. Then you make a willpower test with a difficulty equal to the same power level. Does that make sense?
So I think it does. I think I'm going to spend 3. I'm going to make this a power level 3, so it'll last for 3 rounds. So that puts my vitality at 7. I need to make a test, and my level's 1, so it needs to be 2 or greater and not over 16. Let me roll that. And I got a 2. So I said power level 3, but my level is 1. So is that right?
So it's power level 3 is the difference. So I think you lose 2, not 3.
Oh,
Vitality.
okay.
But
But what was the difficulty I needed to
the
roll?
difficulty is you got to roll above the 3, but below
Okay.
your so that looks
Which
like a
I did
fail.
not. Yeah.
Okay. A success,
And in
a
a fail,
failure within the difficulty range means something else. The character is able to channel the energy, but something goes wrong in the process, and then they must make a choice. You either lose the power for the rest of the day, or you suffer a backlash, which is bold and capitalized. So that's bad, which means the energy
and
channel manifests in a way that is determined to the detrimental to the character, possibly harming them or their allies.
and a backlash, there's a table that you roll on.
There is a table. It's a big
Yeah.
table.
So I had a power level of 3, so I'm going to roll on the table because tables are exciting. So I roll a d6, and let's see how we can work this in. So it's a 3, so it's a 6, which says the closest nearby ally of the character suffers the power level points of damage as a psychic blast hits them.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Oh man. That's amazing.
That's me.
So wait, let's look. Is it? I accept that as a possibility, but I distinctly remember Raina, you moved down low, like you were near area 1 before you perpetrated this
That's right.
psychic backlash. So
Yeah. I moved down to that flat corridor there next to 1. Yeah.
So it sounds to me like because Deeg had moved, if I remember, they have moved into the room to take some shots, as well as Alani. I think you're all an equal opportunity victim of this. Raina, please roll a d6. It will go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, with Alani being 1, 2, Huark being 2, 3, 1, 3, 4, Rich 3, 4, Dig being 5, 6. Sorry, math,
Okay.
numbers. Okay.
Here's the D6.
All right. So
It is a 2.
it is, oh, is it a d6? It is indeed a 2. Alani. Well, see, I just went with what Sherry said. Sherry, you were right all along. You knew how the dice would fall.
Exactly.
Amazing. So, yeah, it's power level points of damage. So it's 3 points of damage, where you tried to summon a shadow cloak, Raina.
If I may, I'm going to narrate
Yeah.
what this
Go
unlucky
for
event
it.
looks like, which is, I think, since we're kind of in an open area, they're kind of in an open area, I think a rock falls out of the darkness and does the damage, like from the rim of where the opening is.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
Does that sound okay, Rich?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think, Raina, you get a flash of an image of a blue painted lady.
Ooh.
You feel her presence here, and that which you just like you well, this is all luck. So Raina, what is Raina thinking about when she does this shadow cloak? Just
Oh,
want to
like
be, I
I
want to
don't want to
hide.
be.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to be seen.
Good. Uh, she's you get the sense that Va, the blue goddess of empty spaces, is closing empty spaces to you. And
Okay.
then the whole Kennet rock, like everything reverberates for just a moment, and then that's when one of the rocks drops out of the sky and clunks you on the head, Alani, for 3 vitality damage. Holy cats, that sucks. Sorry for you.
No.
So I have a question about how that works, about how the force power thing works.
Mhm.
It says on a failure, which is what happened, within the difficulty range. So that was not within the difficulty range. So it was just a failure. Is that right?
Oh, no, okay, maybe I misread the words, but I was saying, oh, failure within the difficulty range. The difficulty is the low range. Oh,
Okay.
no, you're right. No. So the difficulty was 3. You rolled a 2. That to me is a
That's right.
failure within the difficulty range. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't know
So
how
does
else
that
you
mean
can
that the
fail.
power, and it says the power is able,
Or,
you're able to channel their energy and you either lose the power or they suffer backlash. So does that mean it happens?
oh, interesting.
Yeah. Means it happens.
I think it
Cool.
does happen. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
It's just
interesting.
something bad happened. It was a mixed result. The power
Yeah.
goes off, but either you lose the power for the rest of the
You
day or
are
you get it back.
able to channel the energy, but something goes wrong in the process. Okay. Interesting.
Okay, so that's
Okay.
interesting. So that means I have one more roll to see if I actually hide. That is an agility roll to see if I hide. My agility is an 11.
You can make it with a
And
positive die, which means you roll 2d6.
that's right. Or 2d20, right?
Sorry, d20. Yes.
So
Please
let me
don't roll
roll that. So
2d6.
it needs to be between 3 and 11.
Correct.
And I got an 8.
Nice.
So that means it's okay.
It
Sorry,
works.
that was super complicated for my turn, but yeah.
It's
good.
interesting, but yeah, it was super complicated. Awesome. So you successfully hide, and some stuff has gone on. People have taken damage. Yay. Thanks to Steven's character. Thank you, Steven, for taking your own damage and hurting another PC, because I, as the Overlord, not doing so great at that. Let us go into a new combat round. At the beginning of this round, Huark, Deeg, and Alani, you spot the character identified as Crory up at the mouth entrance. They had to climb up because their sibling had the cool and flashy jetpack that is now slag. And they are with their little rifle there, their little blaster carbine. They're aiming and planning on taking shots at you. So let us do the whole thing. Determine initiative. So you guys will make agility tests. If you succeed and roll a number higher than the opponent's HD, you act before the opponent. These guys are all 2 HD.
15. And that's a success.
Boy, you are quite agile. Thank goodness.
The only thing I'm good at.
Oops, I rolled the wrong. I hit the
I get
wrong
a
button.
6, which is also a success.
Okay.
And I rolled a 12, which is also a success.
Well, goodness gracious. Guess what? We go by the highest number that is a success. I believe that is Deeg.
Cool. I mean,
What do you wish to do?
all right.
There are
Yes,
currently
I am.
2 opponents.
I am going to get the one who, like, the new person, who is still up at the top, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And I get the benefit of aiming for a full round, without actually having to aim for a full round. Although I'm still not sure exactly how that works if I did have to aim for a full round in order, but
So if you aim for a full round, you get a positive die to roll to hit.
okay.
Everyone else has to spend a round saying I'm aiming. You, as long as you haven't moved, can say, "Oh yeah, I got a crack shot. I'm aiming."
Okay, I'm already in room 4, so I don't have to move.
Correct.
So yeah, cool. What does that? Wait, all right. So get a positive die. What exactly?
Positive
Roll
die
2.
means you roll 2D. It's rolling with advantage.
That's what I thought. Okay, wanted to make sure on that one though.
Cool. You need a 3 or
Cool.
better, and you have to roll underneath your agility because you are firing.
Under or equal?
Great
I don't know what I
question.
did
Let me
there.
look in the core
I
rules.
think
Attribute
if you
test.
hit your agility exactly, that was the crit result.
Oh, she critted.
Yep.
They critted.
Yeah, got 16.
It's equal to or lower, and if you do equal to, then is a crit. Correct.
Oh, cool. Cool.
Amazing. Man, I mean, I really want to find cool looking enemies, but now they're all going to go down so easy. It's just crazy. That's fine. Please, so on a crit, what happens? Let us take a look. A crit. Critical hits.
Here, this will come
You
back.
inflict, choose between inflicting the full weapon damage plus the normal damage roll for that weapon.
Oh.
Between inflicting plus the normal. Benefiting from a positive die on actions against the target for 1d6 rounds, or imposing a negative die for all actions on that opponent's attempts for 1d6 rounds, while still inflicting normal damage. Wow, there's several things you can choose here.
Yeah.
Full weapon damage plus normal damage for the roll for that weapon. So if it normally inflicts 1d6 plus 1, you do 7 plus 1d6 plus 1. Or you can get a positive die against that target, or you can give them a negative die and still also do damage to them.
There's at the top, sort of sniping down at us, and are we all in that room now?
You are not all in the room. Reyna is not in the room, but yeah, everybody else
Okay.
is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll take a negative die for them.
Okay. So that means you still get to roll your damage for your weapon as well.
Okay. That's a d6 plus 1, I believe.
It is exactly that. A d6 minus 1 it appears,
Minus
but you
1.
always do a 1.
5.
That hurts a lot, but they don't fall down or anything. They are mad and gonna shoot you next. Then we go to the next person who succeeded with the highest roll. I think it was Alani, because Reyna was with a 10, I think.
Yes.
Should have wrote those
and I
things
had
down.
a 12. So
Yeah.
yep. So this is me rolling. I have to get between a 14 and whatever the
Who
difficulty
who
is.
are you firing upon?
I'm gonna finish this guy who's rolling around in the room with us, I guess.
Oh man,
'cause-
after the very sexy roll, they looked
I
at
know, I
you.
know, but the thing is he made it like challenging, right?
It's true. It's true. It's true.
I don't even know that she's particularly aware of what's up above right now. She's like, oh, I got this guy. I'm good at this. Except I rolled a 20 again.
Oh
I-
man,
I'm just like
amazing.
1s and 20s only from now on.
Ones and 20s. It's the new game called Ones and 20s. Guess what?
What?
Yeah. So if the player rolls a natural 20 on an attack, their attack turns into a fumble.
Oh,
The combatant you have to choose between inflicting normal damage from your weapon on yourself or an ally, or you can suffer a negative die to all actions for a period of time, or grant a positive die to all opponents for a certain number of time.
I'll take a negative die to myself.
Awesome. So you fire at Krieg, who it was really close. What is it about this? How do you think you got a negative die? You're in a cactus room. You could totally have stumbled into some cacti. It could be you're distracted by a Krieg.
I think
Maybe
that's it. I'm just like obsessed with hitting him now. Does that make any sense?
it's totally
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I think what's left is for Huark to go. Yeah, you're distracted by Krieg. Krieg actually winks at you, Alani, because that's a flashy thing to do.
What a jerk. Now I really have to kill him.
I know. Haha, they're very swashbucklery evil. All right. Huark, what do you wish to do with your vibro axe?
Yeah, now you're making me feel bad, but uh, like I just drop the bowcaster, pull up my vibrax, and go after Krieg, and I shout up at them up there, let her run away now while you still can. We're killing all your friends down here.
Nice. That's amazing. Let's see if you follow through on that. Again, difficulty of 3, and you are now rolling with physique because you're using your big honkin' axe, and your physique is massive. This could be going very badly for Krieg.
Yeah, and it's my favorite axe, so I have a
That's
positive
right.
die. Yeah. So I get to choose 13 or 18. 18 is bad. 13 is good. So I'll take 13.
That's wise. You should choose the 13.
Mhm.
Yeah, that hits.
That's
Go
very
ahead
good.
and roll damage, which your vibro axe is a d6 plus 1.
That's a 4, unless I have something for damage as well.
Yeah, do you
All
have a
melee damage
special?
inflicted by a character is increased by 1.
Oh,
So
right.
it's a 5.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think this being Star Wars, there is a limb lost by Krieg, which you get to choose, arm or leg.
Well, the arm is traditional, so
It's true. It's true. Is it like defensive wound arm, or Krieg was doing some fancy maneuver and loses the arm? What do you think?
I think it's fancy maneuver. Yeah.
Yeah, Krieg does another tumble roll. You time it just right, and right in the middle, Vibroax slices right at the shoulder. There's a scream. Krieg falls to the ground. Then the camera. There's just like a surprisingly low amount of blood, because Star Wars. But yeah, you see the arm laying there, and we heard the Wilhelm scream. Ah! Let us check in. Oh, Raina, did you roll initiative?
I did roll initiative. I rolled a 10.
Okay. What do you want to do?
So I go next. So
Yeah.
I figure from the scream, I was planning on doing something kind of weird, but I don't think I need to anymore. Because I heard that scream from the other room. So I'm gonna stay here next to the entrance where we know people are coming in. Okay. I hear firing outside. I think people are gonna be coming in. And I'm
That's
gonna
logical.
and I'm kind of gonna aim towards the door, so as soon as someone comes through the door, I'm gonna pop them. Right?
Awesome.
With my little blaster. So I'm gonna spend my round aiming.
Amazing. So yeah, you hear an explosion outside near the front, Reyna, and you no longer hear the Porta Warden firing. So they seem to have dealt with that relatively successful enough. And I think that will end our. No, Krieg gets to. Or sorry, Crory gets to do a thing because Krieg is currently dying. Krieg is dying. Crory does the thing. Crappuccino. So let's do the thing. I think it's gonna be Huark, the person who shot their sibling. Stupid rug.
They have a negative die.
Oh man, they do. Amazing. Here we go. Which means that is Crory versus Huark. Yeah, that's they have to take the 18, which means they fire at you wildly a few times, Huark. Their little cyber eye, their left cyber eye flashes as they're trying to dial in with their little smart link, but it is not anything for you to worry about as they have missed you. And that ends this round. So we switch to the next round. At the beginning of the round, that is when the front door, Reyna, blasts open. And some other people are going to be coming into Kennet Rock. But Crory and Krieg is just laying there. Crory, who is the cyber-eyed woman, she is trying to move around to get another good shot. So let's go ahead and roll. I think you have to roll initiative every round in this game. I do believe that is how it works. Yep. Round after. Yep. All right. Man, I hate initiative. I understand, but I don't like it.
I rolled a 1, so
You go last.
6.
I got a 7.
Eleni? Sherry, you talking on mute? Oh, you got a 4. Okay.
I'm sorry, 4, yes.
All right. So Reyna, you succeeded with the highest roll. You remaining hidden as these folks enter?
I am, and I am shooting the first one that comes through the door because I was aiming at that door.
Okay.
So they're coming in.
Yeah, you've got aim, so
So let me roll my. That gives me a positive die. Is that right?
it does. So you get to roll
So
2d20.
so I'll roll that, and this is an agility test. Is that right?
It is because it's a ranged weapon,
My
and you
agility
need
is
to 3 or
only an
better.
11. Okay, my agility is only an 11, but I did get a 3. So a 3 or better hits. And is that a critical?
Hold on just a second. No, it's only a critical if you roll your attribute, not
Okay.
if you roll the difficulty. And let me double check. Is it meter beat or only beat? Let me check real
Okay.
quick. Core rule. Positive and negative die. Difficulty. Okay. Difficulty. Okay. Burf. Okay.
So I see in ranged attacks on the sheet, if they roll equal to or below their attribute while overcoming the difficulty die, they hit and inflict damage according to the weapon used. All right.
I mean the difficulty can be 1, right?
It can be none. There can be no difficulty as well.
Oh, okay.
I guess the question I'm asking is, do you have to roll above the difficulty?
Yeah.
I
Sign
mean,
difficulty.
if the difficulty can be 0 and 1, then you'd have to roll over because otherwise there's no difference between those two. because a 1 would succeed in either case.
When a player rolls above their attribute score or equal to or below the difficulty, they fail the attribute test. So it is
Okay.
you do have to beat the difficulty.
Perfect. Okay, so I missed.
Sorry for all that. I will fix it in my mind by, I don't know, the third session of this, I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, we're only playing 3. Okay. Yeah, so that's a miss. And I think yeah. So what happens then, what that looks like is the Gran, who you get the sense Reyna is the leader. Maybe that's why you shot at him. You hit right in his like breastplate, and it just bounces off. You can see that there's scoring and marks, but it does not. He doesn't fall. He doesn't seem overly affected, and the two ubese with him are gonna try to shoot at you, but you do have a cloak. This is the second round of that, right? So you still have your shadow cloak. Awesome.
Right.
Then let's go with Deeg. Deeg, you currently have Craig, who is not fighting at all. Crory, who is the other. Nothoin, who is trying to move around. This round they are being a little cagey, and therefore their difficulty to be hit is a 4 or better. Or you can deal with the stuff at the front door.
I mean, I'm already here. Let me just shoot Crory again.
Okay.
Difficulty is a 4, you said?
Correct.
Okay. Okay. And I guess same thing. That's right. I always get 2. 15, which I think, let me make sure that is below it, or I'll pick the other one.
Yeah, I think you're
It is below it. Yep. I'm
yeah.
good.
Wow, that is a heck of a shot. Go ahead and roll a damage, which is a d6 minus 1, but a minimum of 1.
4.
Whew. Yeah, you hit Crory. I think it's like right here, upper part of her chest. She screams out and falls back. Doesn't fall off, you don't think? Maybe she just falls back.
Cool.
So that sucked for her. Alani, what do you wish to do? Right now you have no obvious opponents in the little fishbowl area where you are currently. You know that people are coming in the front because you heard some blaster fire.
Yikes. Okay, then I think, let's see here. I have to look at the map again. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Please do look at the map. You're currently in area 4.
Yeah.
There are enemies in area 1 who have just entered past the doorway.
Okay. I think, and they've like sort of just stepped into that hallway.
Yeah, they stepped in the hallway and one of them got sniped by an unseen assailant.
Oh, from one direction. So they're kind of looking down towards 3. So I sort of, can I just shoot up the corridor from 4 at them?
Absolutely. You can just kind of
Okay.
pop around the corner and take a shot at
Yeah,
it.
and that's pretty much it. It's not like I'm amazing or anything. Okay, so I'm gonna roll a die. This is what I'm gonna do. It's 1d20. Is there? I don't know what the difficulty is, but you tell me.
Oh, difficulty is a 3.
Okay, I rolled a 15, which I think is 1 over my agility, so I miss.
Ooh, yeah, you fire off a shot, and just sails high just a little bit. They're pretty far away. It's totally a good shot.
It would have been.
If they were like 5 meters closer, you would have hit them.
Yeah.
Just like one of the UBSAs, like, whoa, that was right over my head. I'm glad I'm not as tall as my life partner. Amazing. That is it, because Huark has to go last. So now they are going to fire, and they have one of us going to try to find Reyna. Let's see how the shadow cloak works. So
I don't see that it says anything about like this is how it works if you get caught in combat. But it looks like, according to the rules, if you're shooting at someone you can't see, then it's a negative die.
That seems appropriate.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to have the Hanhar, the male Ubese, take a shot with a negative die. And they have to beat, and they did not with one of the dice, and it being a negative die. They fire wildly at you.
They have to beat my agility, right?
Right, and they
Okay,
have to
which
do
is
it with
annoying.
both dice, which they can't.
Okay.
So yeah, I think they fire several shots in your general area, and seem like, oh yeah, they totally hit you. Yeah, Hanhar's like, yeah, I got him. It's good. We're good. So that is Hanhar's action. Poots is gonna pop a shot at Alani because Poots is the one that nearly got hit by you. Oh, that is a hit, a palpable hit. Yeah, she's got like a longer rifle, and she squeezes off a shot and hits you, and that rifle is a regular D6.
They hit me with a 17.
They
Wow.
have to exceed your.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is this different for the Overlord to hit than you guys? They have to roll high. I just have to exceed your agility. So I did that with a 17, and now let me roll the damage. Four vitality points of damage to you. Oh, goodness. You are talking on mute, Sherry.
I may make a minor retreat to 3.
I think that is probably a good call.
Okay.
I think that with you retreating, Korst is going to, yeah, he's going to assess the situation, try to see what is going on. Huark, right now, in your area in room 4, Karori has moved away after having been shot. Craig is down, and there is some fire going to the south. What do you wish to do?
The person who pulled away, can I just charge them?
Oh, sure.
I'll do that.
That sounds amazing and dangerous and delightful. So you charge from 4, and you're running like 30 feet. It's just a screaming, furious Wookiee charge. Who of the 3 do you think you go after? Putsk, Hanhar, or Korst? The Gran or either of the Obese?
Whoever is biggest.
Korst is biggest by far.
Yeah, sure. Then.
Sweet. Korst has a like this weird trident type weapon, and his defense is 3, but his plan is to like, oh, I'll just block this and then hurt this youngin.
Yeah. Block the furious Wookiee with a Vibrax. I'm sure that will work. Fine.
Yep, that's his plan.
Yeah.
He sees no flaws.
I'm rolling 2 dice, and both are 9s, so I get a 9, which is under my 4 and over the difficulty, I think.
Yes, that it hurts. You go ahead and roll your hurtsing.
So that's
Plus
a
1 to your
D6.
damage, and you're going to roll a D6. It's effectively D6 plus 2, right?
Yeah. So that's a 6 total.
Dang. That is a palpable hit, man. I think you split the weapon and then hit his armor, and then blood kind of out, and he staggers back against a wall, shocked. But he's wearing a weird helmet, so you know, You can tell from body language, but you don't get to see it on his face. If this were an actual movie, somehow he'd come up with an excuse to remove his helmet so we could see him emote. But we do not.
You can still run.
Never give up. Sweet, we roll into another round. Oh my goodness. Combat in old school takes forever. Agility rolls for everyone, please. This is the last round. Reyna has her shadow cloak.
15.
20 for me.
That I don't think that's below your stat.
Nope, it is not.
You rolled bad every time. I'm so sorry. Okay.
I'm still hitting. So that's fine.
Reyna got a 5.
What about Alani?
I got a 13, so it's well within my agility.
Deeg, you go first.
Yeah, time to I am not going to charge them. I'm going to try to stay in cover as much as possible, unlike some people, and like just take pot shots at the group outside, whoever's
Well, they're not inside anywhere. They're all inside. They're all at
right, okay.
area 1.
Yes, right. Wait, look at area 1. Okay, yeah. Yeah, whoever's closest of them.
I would imagine Huark is gobbling up the Gran, the leader guy with his big honking helmet.
Yeah.
He's probably not a very good opponent.
Yeah, I
but
don't.
either
I don't want to shoot Huark.
Okay. So you have Putsk, who shot Alani, female.
Oh yeah, Putsk, I will definitely.
All right. Just trying to take aim at you. You're not moving, is that right, Deeg? Do you want to take advantage of your...
Let me look at the map here. I think I do have to move now. Oh no, actually I don't, because I'm in room 4. So yeah, I don't need to move. So perfect.
Take a shot. Roll 2d20 and
7.
You need a 3 or better. Oh, that is a hit, a palpable hit. D6 -1 from you.
Five.
Dang. You could hear the metallic rasp because they are obese, so they're wearing a helmet as they shout with pain, and you hit them pretty hard, like right in the full chest, and they fall back and kind of drop to a knee. And Hanhar, the other obese, is angry about this and won't
Shouldn't
be
have tried
fired.
to shoot out Alani.
It's true. It's true. It's personal now.
Yep.
This time is personal, you think Hanhar is thinking to themselves. Next is Alani.
No, I've fallen back into 3. And if I remember correctly, Va can actually give you a recovery. Is that correct?
That's true.
So can I'm sure Alani is like not sure how much damage she's taken, but she's in here. I can have her take a recovery and kind of not realize that that's what's going on.
I like it. Yeah, you're just trying to
Okay.
take a moment, and you get the feeling of Va reaching out to you and offering you comfort, welcoming you. So go ahead and roll your recovery. It's a D6.
Okay. A 5.
Nice. And then Reyna, you've recovered 5 vitality. Reyna, you are up. Right now, Korst is dealing with this crazed Wookiee, and the 2 Ubese are leaving him to that because they are dealing with this Zabrak who's really mean.
So I think I'm in really trouble. They tried to shoot at me and almost hit me, and I'm going to hope that they have really bad luck in fighting the others. But I'm going to run back down the hallway where I was because I'm not a fighter. I can die, right? So I'm going to go back, where I was. But that whole wish that they aren't as good as they really are, that's the luck portion of I'm casting confusion. So I'm going to make this a little bit, hopefully it'll be a little bit easier. I'm going to roll my d20 and I add it into the text. Did it roll? There it goes. Okay. Okay, I added into the text, I think, all the math. So I'm going with power level 4, which should make it a difficulty of 4.
Correct.
I take 3 vitality.
Oof.
The dice roll needs to be between a 4 and a 16.
Yep.
The dice roll is a 5, and it can be resisted by the enemies. It affects up to 4 HD of each of them.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, it's the power level of HD, so it'll affect, I think you said that they were 2
You can
HD,
get 2
so
of them.
exactly.
Which 2 do you wish?
Well, let's go after the 2 Ubese.
Okay. That sounds
Yeah.
good.
And they can be resisted. They have to roll above a 16.
Neither have resisted, so they're both confused.
And I'll drop into the chat what that means. It means you'll have to roll a d6.
Oh wow, that's insane.
And like on a 2 through 5, they don't do anything.
Yeah, I see that.
And what I'm gonna suggest is what that actually looks like is they're still firing and they're still shooting, but it's like stormtrooper kind of aiming.
Yeah,
So they
that makes
shoot
sense.
and they miss.
They're confused. They're firing. Oh man. Okay. Yep.
Oh, and then I run away, right? I'm running back.
That's a good call.
Yeah, down the hallway.
Both the Obese this round, when they go, they will be firing randomly. And that was Reyna's axe. So now Huark, you. Oh no. Actually, Korst gets to attack you, Huark. Because you did not roll first. So or you failed that roll. I think yeah, Korst is gonna try to stab you with the haft of his spear that you cut in half. He's just gonna try to jam it into you. He has to roll above your physique. Is that right? Let me double check because that seems hard. Then again, you are really good at this stuff. I didn't say it was unfair. I just said it sounded hard. Over the character's agility, actually, from melee attacks. Interesting.
Oh, that's less fair.
I love how unfair this is.
I can take it.
Oh my goodness, that is a 20. We will see what you can take, friend. That is a critical, and I think he is going to go. Is he going to go hardcore? I think he's going to go hardcore. He's doing it. He's doing the hardcore, so he's going full damage plus rolling damage. Do not forget that you've got strapped on armor plates. That should have an impact to.
It has DR/BLKS of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Is that damage reduction, maybe?
Yes, it is damage reduction of 2. So keep that in mind as he does. I'm going to say that it's not a D6 plus 1 because it's cut in half and it's only the half. So I'm going to say it's a D6. So he does 6 plus 1 D6, which is this much. 10 points of damage as I think he jams it into your side.
Yeah.
But you take 8 because of the strapped on armor piece.
Yeah. So I have more than half left because I started with 17. So.
Now you may go. You may react.
Yeah. Now I'm actually angry at him.
Other stuff was fake anger. Now this is the real.
Yeah. Before it was just, oh, this is how we fight. But now I'm actually angry. So I'm going to just grab him by the throat and smash him in the face with the axe.
Nice. I think when he's stabbed, he says, because we got to make it personal. He says, you're gonna be a throw in this so and so room. He, like, says he's gonna skin you and keep you like a rug. And then you grab his face and slam him with the axe. Go ahead and roll physique here. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. So I have the positive die. So 14 is my better roll, I think. Yeah, 14.
That's pretty rough. That will definitely hit. Go ahead
So
and roll.
D6 plus 2 is 3.
Man, you slam it into his face. I think one of the red eyes of the Grand's mask is cracked, and you can actually see the blink of his actual, the Grand are those three-eyed kind of cowhead guys. They're really weird.
Mm-hmm.
But you see that eye blinking and looking at you. He's furious. You definitely hurt him, but he is not down. He is
Yeah,
done
I
for
mean, you
this round.
can't get the full swing when you're just
Mm-hmm.
that close. It's basic physics, really.
It's true. Physics is your enemy. Cool. At the beginning of this round, the shadow cloak for Reyna disappears, but you've moved away. Alani, you're in the Kennet Rock. You have, you're in the chapel. Va has blessed you. You've gained a recovery. Deeg, the Ubese, they fired at you a bunch, but they're nowhere close. Like, they are really just firing at the wall. They're not sure what's going on. They're talking to each other in their Ubese language, which is like a bunch of chirps and harsh grunts. They are angry and confused. So that is what's going on right now. And Huark, you're in a pitted fight with Chorus, who's just saying really terrible things about how much he's gonna abuse your body and corpse. So let's all roll initiative yet again. And after this round, whether it's over or not, we're going to take probably a break, but let's do it.
Raina rolled a 9.
12.
Okay. Looks like Alani is a 16, or is that
16.
is
Oh,
that
but
in your
it's
agility?
it's over my agility by 2.
Oh.
It's great for my intellect though.
Hmm. Do you get to go first?
Yeah, I mean, these two are confused and shooting at everything. And I am going to take advantage of that to get closer and shoot whichever one of them seems to be less confused before they, because
Well,
like
they
I
both
don't know
seem
what's happened.
they both
Okay.
seem very confused. But if you're just trying to be an opportunist, Poonst
Yes,
is the one
absolutely.
that is bleeding from the previous
Okay,
time they had
cool.
shot them.
Yes, that's right. That's the one I shot before. Yes. I would like to shoot her again. And yeah, I think I'm actually trying to get close this time, so it's not going to be 2 dice.
Okay, so you are moving, you're getting close,
Yeah.
and you
7.
a 7 will hit. Go ahead and roll your d6 -1.
1.
Oof, a 1. Okay. Yeah, that is bad for post, but not that bad. Yeah, I think you were moving, maybe you fired a little bit, hit him in the shoulder. It's a glancing attack. They fire randomly at you, but there's not their turn to go, but they are still firing wildly. And next up will be Reyna.
So Raina ran back away from Area 1, not going to be in the middle of the fight. I'm back in room 3 with Alani, and I think I come back and I see you there, and I'm like, oh, you're smart to run too.
Yeah.
I think that's about all.
And I think Randy goes, "What's happening?"
They're not good at fighting, but Huark's great at fighting, so I think he's going to whip their ass. But otherwise, we might want to plan to run away.
No, we have to empty the place out. We promised Va. I mean,
Oh.
we promised the Va.
Okay.
Nice. That's awesome. Huark, you may now go.
Yeah. So was there anyone else here with me, or
Deeks near you enough to be helping out and trying to deal with the Obese?
otherwise it's just me and Cork?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I think I just like slam him against the wall, take a step back, and then just swing right at him with the axe.
Yeah, that sounds great. Good luck.
Yeah, let's see if that works. That's a 14. So 6, 2. It's a 3 again.
You rolled 1 on damage twice, 2 rounds in a row.
Yeah.
The dice want you to hurt.
How
That
do you use luck?
luck.
Oh.
Good question.
Ooh, what can I use that for here?
That is a great question. Luck. They say our luck is written in the stars, but the stars can actually die. So you have luck representing your inherent ability to be in the right place, right time. You can roll a d6 and compare it to your luck score. If the result is equal to or lower than your luck score, the situation develops in favor of the character. Is there anything we can spend a luck to reroll? It doesn't look. Whatever situation, rival, capability of the character, own influence. No chance. Does not look like you use it for
Yeah. Okay.
rerolls.
Well,
When does
just
luck
do the
change? When does it
damage
go
then.
down in that
Uh,
case?
Great question. So if you roll above your luck score, your luck is reduced by 1 until the end of the adventure.
Okay.
And when the luck score reaches 0, you fail at all luck rolls. Anyway, Huark, yes, you hurt him, and you were the last to go. Now the enemies go before Alani goes, but it looks like Alani just kind of chilling out, enjoying is it like a vanilla or like a lavender or maybe like a sandalwood? What do you think the scent is?
I do like the idea that it's sandalwood, but I imagine it's like sandalwood and sesame and basil, weirdly enough. Like a sort
Basil.
of bright
Wow. Okay.
green scent that doesn't seem like something you would have in incense, but it's
Those
a
fall.
different kind of world. Yeah, they're amazing.
They are
At
really
least
cool.
their incense is amazing.
Their incense is great. Korst is going to try to finish you off because he thinks he's got you, Huark, on your knees. He says, "Oh, you hit like a child." He did not exceed your agility with a 9. So I think it just he is now has the one upper half. And he was an electrified staff, but when you cut it in half, you ruin the power. So it's just a blunt object. Well, it's got a sharp thing at the end, but it's not an electrified. And it glances off of your piecemeal armor there, and
You don't hit at all.
nice.
So I was looking through some stuff. I want to check in on something. Andres, you have. I can take them all. You can
Yeah,
take.
but that's I don't have a higher level than their hit dice.
Okay. I understand. Thank you.
Yeah, so it turns out that the Obese are confused again at this point, and wow, that is the worst. This is power level 4, so it's 4 rounds. That's their second round. Jeez and
Okay.
crackers.
So they've got 2 rounds left.
Yeah, wow. Okay, here we are. Last round before break as we got to commercial in the middle of a fight. Let's roll initiative.
8.
Nine.
3 for me.
And also a 9 for Reyna, right?
That's right. 9 for Reyna.
Alani and Reyna, you both had a brief little chat there. You hear grunting and guttural insults and jokes about children and not hitting at all, and a bunch of blaster fire.
I would say to Raina, I should go help. She said, and she sort of stops and goes, "You should hold down the fort here, okay?"
Are you gonna be okay? I mean, they might kill you.
They might, or I might kill them.
So since we just read about luck, I'd like to make a luck roll. I know nothing
Ooh.
about the Fa, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
know that Alani looks like she feels better, right? So can I make a luck roll to see
For sure.
if
Yes,
I can make any
absolutely.
sense about this? So my
Yeah.
luck is a 2. So that means I need to roll a 1 or a 2 for this to be helpful.
Yes.
And I rolled a 4, so no.
Awesome. Please reduce your luck by 1. Friends, my mouse battery just died on me, so give me just a moment to run over and grab another set of AAAs. I'll be right back.
Should we take a break?
So why don't we just talk? So basically I think that wow, my luck is 1. So I turn around and I talk to Alani and I say, I'll back you up. I'm gonna try and slip up behind you, so if anyone comes towards you, I'll shoot them. Okay?
Okay.
But yeah, they'll kill us both.
Or we'll kill them.
Yay, battery back. Okay.
Okay.
Wish it gave an indicator of like battery getting low. I would totally switch it up. Anyway. So brief discussion. Alani is heading into the fight. Alani, what do you want to do?
I think that I'm probably gonna come around the corner there. Isn't there that hallway? Yes, there is. There is. Yeah, I'm gonna come around the corner, and who can I get a shot on?
You can get a shot on either of the Obese without much trouble.
Okay.
One of them looks quite wounded. The other looks not wounded at all. Firing on course their Gran, the three-eyed cow person leader, probably a little dangerous because Huark is tussling with him very
Yeah,
close.
I won't do that. I would prefer that I not contribute to Huark's wounds. So I will go towards. I will try to hit one of the. Can I hit Poots?
You sure can.
Okay. So essentially, I'm rolling, and I'm trying to roll between whatever the difficulty is and 14. I would like a decent die. Thank you, roller.
Difficulty's 3. So
I got a
4.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me, Poons was almost down. So
Okay.
Unless you roll 1, go ahead and roll your damage. Please don't roll 1.
Okay. So I rolled a 4, and I think I roll. That's a 5 then.
Okay.
So because I have a D6 plus 1.
I think it's a D6.
Is
Is it? Refurbished pew pew looks like a D6, regular D6.
Okay, good.
So yeah,
it's
4.
a 4.
Yeah, you hit Poonst. She falls, and yeah, the other Ubese is unfortunately probably also confused, but knows something bad happened, and I think they're gonna try to grab the Ubese and like pull them out this round. So let's see. That was Alane. Reyna, you still hanging out?
So I
You
followed up
tried your
behind.
luck, right? Sorry.
Yeah. I tried my luck. It didn't turn out. I'm gonna follow up behind Alani. We had a little bit of a discussion. I'm gonna stay around the corner, like with my gun peeking out. I might peek out every once in a while, kind of scared. I don't think I'm actually. I'm not gonna shoot, but I'm gonna shout at him. You should run away now.
Nice. Now you did fail, which means that something bad, something unlucky happens. And I think you take your action, but you're feeling that pressure, that voice again, the blue woman, and she is in your mind. She says, "Power you hold is evil."
I've heard that all my life. I've been lied to by
No,
by people closer than you.
the crystal you hold is evil and will bring you doom.
No. No. That can't be true.
Its only value is your death. Deeg. Yeah, do you see one Obese is felled by Alani, and the other one grabs her and is trying to drag her body out. It's like bumping into the walls and not very effective. Give you a positive die if you want to take a pop shot at the Obese.
Actually, I think I am aiming very, very carefully, waiting for an opportunity to get a clear shot at the Gran who is attacking and wrestling with
Amazing. So if you want to do that, you can. You're not moving, which means you can roll 2D,
right.
rolling a
That's
positive die. Where the difficulty is high. So I'm gonna say the difficulty is a 5.
okay.
But your agility is pretty awesome.
Between 5 and 16, yeah.
Between 6
One of
and
these
16.
dice. One of these dice is gonna get there.
For sure.
Holy shit, neither of them did. I was like, that's a huge spread. One of them's got it. No. One's above, one's below.
Sweet. Yeah. You aim a shot, but then they kind of roll out of the way and it fires just over their head. I think Huark, your fur is singed. Don't take any actual damage, but like, yeah, that could have been bad. Huark, you are up.
The guy just yelled, sorry.
Yeah, I think Hork is too into the fight to barely notices this. He will notice it. It will register later, but right now he's just trying to chop this Gran up because they are being very rude and also
Very
trying
rude.
to kill him.
So rude.
Aren't Gran pacifist? They should 7.
This
is
Gran
like-
was not raised right.
Yeah. 7
Okay,
is a
the
hit.
7 is a hit, a palpable hit. There is only one die result that will not defeat Chorus to this attack. Roll well.
I get a total of 5.
Yes! What does it look like when you finish off Chorus the terrible Gran?
I think like he dodges the blaster shots from Deeg, and then I think he stumbles because of his confused companion, like knocks him over.
Oh, that's great.
So we see him fall, and then we just see the camera looks up at Quark as he swings the axe down.
Yes, just the camera, the axe coming down, and we hear a thump. And the fight is over. If you let the Obese pull the other Obese out, they're out. There will be 2 and 1 dying member. And we will take our mid-game break here. So let's do that. All right, we return from break. There are there is well, let me ask you guys. I'll put this in your hands. Craig actually was at 1 hit point, but lost an arm and the fight was completely out of them. Have they bled out or have you captured them? I am cool with whichever you want?
Well, I like the idea that we slap a med pack on his stump and do the thing of, hey, you can get out of here. And yeah, kind of help him a little bit. Shove him out on the doorstep and say, don't come back. The fire coming back. If you think we are bad, they're going to be worse.
Yeah, Craig, covered in still spines of the cactus. I assume that you make it to do something where the Craig is not tempted to steal your speeder truck. You guys aren't crazy, so they'll find a way off the rock.
Oh, Corey.
Croy took off.
Okay.
Croy bugged out. Croy was up top and never came in, got shot a few times and said, bump this noise, and then was running around to steal the speeder to get out of there. But that's when Hanhar pulled Putsk out, and they all three left. Which means Craig has no ride home. So Craig's going to have to get creative.
We'll drop him off. Yeah. When we're done.
Nice. Well, Craig's in rough shape, so Craig will not fight you at all
That's
anymore.
a question. Do we ask Craig where the stuff is and basically walk them through so that if they, so that they will warn us before there's another one of those automatic things?
What stuff are you asking for? Because Craig will answer questions for some food.
Specifically, we're here to find a mask. But we're also here to find loot, right? We get paid in the loot that we get, right? From here.
Hmm.
And we stop the bandits. And the other part is we pay, what's their name? Gruesome Yegro wants the mask.
Yeah, that's that. And I think it was that we could have the bandits loot. I assume that we wouldn't be taking the FA treasures per se.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Of course, Craig is going to try to say, oh, yeah, it's a bunch of FA stuff, weapons and art and crap. But then when you insist on their stuff, then Craig will roll over. Yeah, I think what they'll do. Oh, they're in the shrine. Craig is now left-handed. They lost their right arm. In the shrine, there's a little. And if you want to push for more, someone needs to give me an. I think
he needs to come along and show us. If he wants to ride out of here.
Sure. Yeah, it's not trapped. They take you to the shrine where you guys had seen the Blue Lady, and actually, it's what you discovered. They just say, "Oh yeah, see they."
Oh yeah, right before we started to get shot at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but if you want to try to push for more, I think an intellect roll is in order.
Both Quark and I both probably need a med pack ourselves.
Yeah. Okay.
It's true.
That makes sense.
Well, everyone, go ahead and make a recovery roll. Sorry.
Everyone
is using a med pack, right?
Yeah. Oh, if you've got a med pack, okay. Should I roll for questioning Craig?
You should.
Okay.
I love that you have a rope gun, by the way. I just think that's great. Rope gun.
In case you got to get up to a high spot.
I think the difficulty is 2.
2?
So you need between a 3 and your. Oh, yeah. What you gonna roll?
I rolled a 19 because all I can do is high and low.
Awesome. He
Lies.
distracts you. They distract you with flirting? How does that affect?
I tell them that they're really bad at it. Even though actually I'm kind of giggly about it, but I'm like, oh, you're the worst.
It's true. It's true.
If I
But
weren't so lazy, I might.
Craig will roll over on Korst and take you slowly to the room 10, which is it's the sleeping area for the Fa. There are tapestries and beaded curtains, and it's obviously where they have been sleeping as well. And he will show you where Korst kept his loot. It's in a weird mechanical cylinder. I'm using both hands, of course. Craig would not, but I am describing to you it's a weird mechanical cylinder. And Craig says, I think it was tied to their essence somehow. The Grand would always prick a finger to try to open it. I'm sure there's lots of his blood there.
We can give that a try.
I'm just gonna sit here if that's okay.
Why don't you lay down?
Pulling out the spines from their exposed midriff. Cool. If you go and fetch enough of Korst's body to drip some blood over the mechanical lock, it cycles and opens, and kind of opens like an egg, like half and half. And you see that there are loads and loads of hard credit currency, ranging from New Republic credits, a bunch of old Imperial stamped credits that have value in some places, as well as some calamari flan, which are these blue discs that are somewhat translucent, that spin pretty well. It is thousands of credits worth of treasure. In fact, you may roll a d6.
All of us?
Nope, just Alani.
I'm so sorry, guys. All right. Oh, man. Sorry. I have too many things. Okay, so 1d6?
Yes, please.
1.
All right. So, slightly over 1,000 credits
I'm so
of
sorry.
various exchanges, because most of it is in Imperial credits, which are effectively worthless in most territories.
Okay.
There's also a couple of replacement orbs for his grand mask there. You could easily repurpose that. And some knickknacks. Yeah, that's what Craig directs you to. Craig says I didn't have much yet. Most everything was on the speeder that we'd stolen, and we had a pretty good operation going. A few people travel nearby this place. It was where we were gonna set up shop for a while. Did you, the other one, like me, did you kill her? Good, I guess. She did leave me.
Like a goner.
We'll find each other again sometime.
Looks like all your people left you.
Oh, the Abyss. I hated them. They had no style. Like you. Has Alani given her name to Craig?
Goodness, no, hasn't even her to her. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
She's usually just, and she sort of stops. So, like, we're looking for the graveyard.
Oh, it's got another one of those sentry guns on it. We didn't bother. We peeked in, saw that it was just a bunch of graves, and even I have my limits.
We should rest.
You look warm. Let's rest. Mm-hmm.
And I think she'll like sort of stand up and say, "You stay here," and head out into the hallway and go, "I think it's down there. We just got to watch out for the gun." She'll get out her tarp.
Room 2, which was discovered before by
Yep.
Deeg, is what has been indicated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just yeah, we were talking about going in there when, like I said, when we started getting shot at. Time to grab the tarp.
Okay.
Cool. You there's a lot going on around the time that you discovered that, realized there was a sentry gun, and backed off. As you re-enter, the smell of the candle wax has been slightly overpowered by a newer smell. It's the smell of like decay, of rot. And when you maybe shine a glow rod in to look at it without stepping in, you see that this appears to be where the Fa who did not escape when these raiders came. This is where they deposited their bodies. It also is a burial ground for their people, but the people are in small. Some of them are in graves, and there are also small clay urns that are set and arranged in the area. It was evidently neatly arranged before, and then when the raiders dumped some of the Fa bodies in, it messed a lot of stuff up. Yeah, I think Alani, you use your cool tarp frame, and you can come in on the. You bravely walk in. Although it's not brave to Alani, just like, this is what it works, and I'm doing it. And sure enough, it does not fire upon you, and things work. So within the urns, it is ashes, occasional scraps of bone. But who is willing to go through a bunch of urns of dead Fa?
So, Raina, this
Oh,
is
I'm
probably.
totally.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dag.
I'm definitely just like, I want to get out of here, so I'm not even being careful or slow about it.
Okay,
I
cool.
think I'll probably
more people
follow
back.
around and tidy up behind you then. So
Yeah, there we go. Like, dump the stuff out, and you're like, come on, be respectful. It's a graveyard.
You can't do the work without moving things around, and I think you do reach a point, Deke, where you just have to break open some of the urns and the like. But you do find a very ornate and ancient stone mask, and on the mask, it's shaped almost like a V. It's not the kind of V that where you could stab someone to death with it. But it does come to a bit of a point, a stone point. It's made from a very, like, you recognize some of the coloration of stone from here. It was hewn from the same stone as the Kennet Rock.
Okay.
And when you look upon it, you see that The face on it is a caricature of a more human face, but it looks angry. This is a vendetta mask.
Right.
And while the eyes are open slots, you hold it in your hands. You get the feeling of a presence watching you.
Excellent. That can't go wrong at all.
You're an expert in these things, so I trust your judgment.
Yeah, I'm definitely an expert in these things. But I am a Zabrak, as is what is her name? Grissom Yegro. Yeah. I think like a tiny, inkling of doubt creeps into my brain at this point. Like, I wonder why she wants this so much.
You hear a voice in your mind, Deeg, a whisper. I require vengeance.
Uh-huh.
You will have none of my power until the Fa are avenged.
Huh. And Alane, you know about FOSS stuff, right?
Yeah, their technology mostly.
Yeah, do you hear a voice?
That's yours.
Not here, I like hold this.
I think
See
I
if,
think Raina steps in and is like, "You're hearing voices? We should put that in a bag. No one needs to touch it. We're gonna give it away, right?"
uh I mean let's hear it out. It wasn't trying to I mean it's just a voice. It's not voices can't hurt you.
Uh, some of the voices I know of can.
I don't think this one can. It wants revenge, and if it could do anything, it would get the revenge, right? But it wants someone else to do. Here, just listen. Instead of having me interpret it.
All right, I will listen to it.
Oh, so Deeg, you hand the mask to Alani. Alani, you look upon it. You're able to pick up, oh, there's some like artistic stylings that are similar to other Fa paintings you've seen in the area. You don't hear any voices.
It's actually lovely work. And is it modern or more ancient? Like,
Ancient.
it's
Absolutely
and it's
ancient.
incredibly ancient.
You don't hear anything?
No.
Look amongst the bodies of the dead at your feet, Deeg, you hear. The whispers become a little more insistent.
Yeah, I will totally look amongst the bodies.
Women, the elderly. I crave vengeance.
Who are you?
I am Ka, the brother of Va.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Um I mean, we did shoot the bandits who did this, so I mean that's vengeance, right? That's what you wanted, right?
There is one among you.
And I'm totally saying all this out loud, looking completely insane.
Give me my vengeance.
You want us to kill the rest of the raiders? I mean, I guess like what's that guy? Cactus guy. You want us to shoot him?
Yes.
I mean, we can shoot him. Guys, so the voice wants us to shoot that guy.
And Alan looks at you and goes, "What voice, though?"
The voice, the Ka wants us to shoot that guy. I can't believe you can't hear him. It's not that quiet.
Is the name Ka familiar? Is it like one of the legends, like, you know, Adam and you know,
Why, yes, you
yes.
have so they do not worship Ka except in the darkest moments. Ka is the younger brother of Va. Va, the goddess of empty spaces, is who they revere, but Ka is who they cannot ignore.
So is this car going to pay us for that, or?
Good question. Ka, what happens if we shoot this guy?
My power will be unlocked to you.
What kind of power are we talking about?
Immense power.
So we get some immense power. Don't know to do what, but
That
I
one
mean, do
gruesome
we?
hero. Sorry, stop. Go ahead.
But-
I'm sorry, who are?
Do we get immense power, or does the person who has the mask get immense power? Because we're giving this to Gruesome Yegro, right?
Good point.
And I don't know about
Good
you, but I
point.
think Gruesome Yegro has enough immense power for now.
Yeah. I don't think. Well, I don't know if she needs more, but I know we don't need her to have more.
Maybe we should just break the mask.
We should, yeah, or like at least get some more specifics on this. Ka, who gets the power?
Those who wield the mask may access the power I offer.
Okay, but only if you get your vengeance. So if we gave it to Gruesome Yegro, I mean, she would probably figure out pretty quickly that she needs to kill this guy. So probably, yeah.
Unless we don't tell them. I don't know.
I mean, the mask is going to tell her just like it's telling us, right?
Probably. Are you sure you can't hear anything at all?
No,
So weird.
you were probably the first one to touch it.
That's true. Well, what do we do with it? Like, I don't want to give her more power, but I do want to not have her hunting us down. So
I think we should get rid of it. We could shoot it and see if that breaks it.
yeah, we try that. We could all just
Alan
fake our own
kind of
deaths and leave.
stops and goes, wait. It's like a an artifact.
I mean,
I wish
for all
one
we
of the-
know, it'll still work even if it's broken too. I mean, that's break it into two pieces and maybe you get two masks.
Rich,
Yes.
are there any Fa on planet?
Yes, there were some Fa who asked you, hey, can you please help out with this?
Oh.
There were a few survivors. They were away when their place was taken.
So this would belong to them?
Yeah. Technically, Gruesome Yegro might disagree with that argument, but
Well, and that's the thing is we're agreed we don't want Gruesome Yegro to have exceptional power of from Ka. So I think that it
Yeah,
makes more
that seems like
sense
a
to
bad
put it in the hands of one of the Fa.
Yeah, but then we still owe Gruesome Yegro.
Maybe we
Yeah.
can get them to
Maybe we should
agree.
leave.
I think Gruesome Yegro, if we don't give her the mask, she's going to send someone else to get it, and they may not be as nice as we have been.
Can we get off planet with 1,000 credits?
I don't think she cares about the 1,000 credits. I think she just cares about the mask.
Oh, no, I think
I
we should just
understand. I'm
leave.
talking about can we get away from Gruesome Yegro?
I think we should just like fake our own deaths here and you know, let her think that we died attacking the raiders and leave. With or without the mask, I don't care.
interesting.
1,000 credits could be enough to chart a ship and get off planet, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to get us away from Gruesome Yegro. And either we take the mask with us and she's going to come send people chasing after us, or we leave the mask here and she's going to send other people, or we destroy the mask and then who knows what happens.
If it gives awesome power and we give it to one of the Fa, then they have the power.
That's a good.
But Alani, just because you know this, they do not want to, but they don't run around with this mask on. It was laid with a
right.
chieftain of old. This is a thing they
Yeah.
wanted to move away from, but
Oh, that makes
it
sense.
is the younger brother that they cannot ignore,
Okay.
but they don't revere.
Right. Okay. So they probably don't want it. Or they like if would
They don't.
would they
won't
pay us
choose
to take it away?
But you don't want to give it to someone who's going to use it badly.
Right.
Right. So I think this session, I'd like for us to come up with a decision about what action you want to take on this line. And then that's what our third session we'll see what happens when you do that thing.
All right. That sounds good.
Okay.
So what do you want to do?
Just stepping out to the meta level, what do we think is most interesting for us?
Most interesting would be Deke putting the mask on.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
That's pretty interesting, right?
Because then everything blows up from there.
Right.
Yeah.
And then like Gruesome Yegro has power, but so do we.
Another interesting thing might be to provide the mask to the Fa, and if they put on the mask, then we could go up with them against Gruesome Yegro.
That's what I was thinking. Like if they wanted, then like we could get their support, and if they don't want it, maybe they would pay us to take it off planet.
It seems like
they
this
want to be
is
away
kind
from
of a like they're Catholics and this is a devil mask that gives them great power, and that's not really they're not going to do that.
Like they might not.
Right. Yes, that is the read I have on the Fa, the people of the Fa. They have kept this because they can't not keep it. If you hand it to them, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, obviously this wants us to go hunt down and murder all the people who killed our people, but really we just wanted our home back, and you did that, so thank you."
Right. So we probably don't want to give them a mask that like drives them to suicidal revenge quest.
Yeah.
This isn't suicidal. Maybe it's overly effective,
Or
You
yeah,
never know. It could be really good at what it's. Oh yeah, I got you. I'm super effective at this. Yeah, we did that like 1,000 years ago, and then all these bad things happened, and so we don't do that now.
Mhm. Yeah, you'd think they would have used it like, in in this fight, for example,
That
if that
may
had been a
have
good
been an
idea.
option. If it were a good idea, they may have done it. Yeah.
Mhm.
Here's another option. If we can get enough money to get off planet, we could put it on the one-armed guy and tell him the person who did this to us is Gruesome Yeager,
Yeah.
so he goes in vengeance after her.
I mean, that's such a terrible idea that like I'm a fan of it.
But we had to kill the one-armed guy to unlock
But
the power.
essentially, we're
Wait,
making
yeah,
a
yeah,
devil
you
of
have to kill
someone who
him
really
to
has
access the power.
no particular
that's not interesting.
problem with being horrible.
And
Although now
it's not interesting to us. What's interesting for our PCs would be a showdown with Gruesome Yeager,
Mhm.
because just handing it over to her isn't interesting.
Right.
Handing it over to somebody else isn't interesting. What's interesting in the story would be, some kind of showdown with Gruesome Yeager.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. I mean, would any of you put that mask on? Because my character certainly wouldn't.
I think Deeg could be convinced to do so. It's a terrible idea, and therefore it's something that they would probably be curious about.
Especially if
why
the
they left
mask
you
promised
behind.
more,
Oh,
especially if
maybe
the
because
mask
I like
promised you more
messed around
treasure,
with the
right?
artifacts we found.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't want to make this too complicated, but let's also consider that unlocking the power of the mask means killing our, I almost said unarmed prisoner, but one-armed prisoner.
It's technically true. It's true.
Extremely unarmed prisoner, yeah.
But they seem
True.
to be a terrible person because they took part
Mhm.
in killing the Fa who were here. So I
Right.
mean, I'm not too bothered about it.
I mean, if we take the mask and don't kill him, then like just nobody gets the power, and that's fine.
But then we have no defense against Gruesome Yeager.
That's true.
Yeah.
So to circle back, can 1,000 credits get you off planet? I think no.
Okay.
I think you'd have to. Sorry, but it
Yeah.
just seems like not enough.
Cool. Well, then I think the interesting thing is that we take the mask, try to confront Gruesome Yeager, and either we kill this raider here now, or we take them with us and kill them if we have to, but that seems worse.
We could give the mask to Gruesome Yeager and like try to keep this guy from being killed too. So that way we've paid our debts, but also she doesn't get, vast extra powers. So like story-wise, that would turn into protecting this guy.
Yeah, that is an interesting thing. That's an interesting story where we're confronting Gruesome Yeager, but they can't unlock the power. I'm not sure that the power is tied to just this one guy.
That's true.
It might be tied to just, you have to kill somebody. But if we could prevent her from unlocking the power, then it means that's the interesting part of the story for us, is to prevent her from getting it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Which would keep us on this planet and like give us like put us directly against her, which would be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. I like
as
that.
opposed to like big battle showdown. Like, no, we're paying off our debts, but also
So the plan
So-
is, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just trying to recap. It sounds like the plan you want to go with is take the mask to Gruesome Yegro, hand it off to her, and then take off.
I
Potentially
think the plan is
taking
to
with Krieg. Sorry, go ahead.
right, but we got to keep her from killing Krieg so that the power isn't activated.
Well, I think the plan is to give the mask to Gruesome Yegro, but do enough research on it to make sure she can't unlock the power within
Yeah.
it. And
Then
that might
she
not be
remains
protecting this guy. It
powerful.
might be something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she remains powerful, and we don't get out from under her thumb.
Yep.
And the interesting thing would be, we continue on. She remains at the same power she was. She just didn't get this new thing, this new toy. But the question is, the difficult part there is finding out how do we prevent her from getting the power from the mask.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be a further quest. For something else here in the shrine or something like that.
Okay. So you want to pick back up next session, still at Kennet Rock, trying to find out more about the mask in some way that you can either prevent cause power from being unlocked or is that
Turn
it?
it
Is that
turn it against Gruesome Yegro.
Yeah.
okay?
Or
we want to give her the mask so that like, she's not hunting us down, but in a way that she doesn't get the power of it.
or we pick up next session when we're at Gruesome Yegros, and you just tell us what we
That
managed
also works, yeah.
to find.
That sounds much more interesting. I
Yeah,
appreciate that
yeah.
suggestion. That's good.
We've pretty much picked this place over. Like, that's not super exciting.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, cool. I have enough to figure out some stuff for next week. And is there any closing? Yeah, we got any closing scenes, conversations? You guys taking Krieg with you and heading out? Sounds like.
Yeah, I do have a closing scene.
Yeah.
I think for Raina, as we're going through the bodies, Raina actually digs like a little trench while no one's looking and pulls out her lucky crystal and reaches out, kind of sets it in the trench because the voice told her this is bad luck. And then she looks around for a second. No, and she grabs it back and kicks dirt back over the little trench and puts it back in her pocket.
Oh, close.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome. Good. Then let's finish up with. I don't remember. Doesn't this game have XP? I don't think it
I
does.
think so, because there's something about levels. Like each
Yeah.
level,
First
I get a
level,
thing.
yeah.
Let's have folks make a level.
Okay.
You know, finished the Kennet Rock, and the next thing will be what happens after Kennet Rock. So, character advancement. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, it's based on how many adventures and what happens at level. Okay. So, I'll put this in the core rules. There we go. So yeah, your level's one higher. It makes it easier to face powerful opponents. You will have a powerful opponent that you're going to deal with next time. You gain 1 point of vitality. The tough gains 2 points. Some of your special abilities will improve as you advance through levels. And you make improvement rolls for a chosen attribute first, and then for your archetypes, 2 prime attributes. We will do that at the beginning of next session because it's going to be a bunch of die rolling, and that is not how I like ending a session, but it'll be fun and exciting next session. So
Oh, it looks like it's the same as like Black Hack.
yeah, it looks like it.
Attribute rolls.
Yep, you just roll. Cool. All right, let's end our session with stars and wishes. We start with wishes so that we can end with stars. Who's got wishes for our final session?
So one of the things I started thinking about whenever we were talking about the plans, I wish that we all have a good role to play in whatever's coming up. So we kind of, I'm a sneaky person. The Wookiee's a fighty person. We have a shooty person, and we have a techie person. And I think, if we don't have a fight, it might be a little bit boring for, the fighter to do stuff. That was the thing I started to think about plan-wise was, hey, we need to see if we can keep everyone engaged. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm not super bothered if we don't get into a big fight. That's fine with me, especially considering how much time this fight took. So, I mean, if there is a fight, it kind of has to be the main thing for the session, and I'm not sure that's the most interesting thing.
Well, it doesn't have to be a fight. It could be, something strong, right?
Yeah,
something
that's
that's interesting for you to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's good. Ethan, did you have any wishes?
I mean, I'd like to see more weird supernatural stuff since we have these like gods' voices appearing and stuff, and we know that Gruesome Yegro is a supernatural creature in addition to a weird sorceress. So, yeah, more weird magical stuff.
Sherry.
I think for Alan, the important thing is that however we solve this, it isn't too hard. There you go. It's got to be like, she could get a little nap in at some point.
Well, these are wishes.
Yeah, they might not come to fruition. But she's like, this sounds really hard. I don't know what to do.
Wake me up when there's a plan.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sherry, did you have any stars?
Yeah, actually, I think Raina was terrific. Stephen, you as always take that system and you move around everyone else's play and the situation, and you just add such interesting things to it, information and situation, and this was again one of those. Every time I play with you, I was like, I always sit down in a game where Stephen's playing, and Raina is another reason. Anders Huark is the best Wookiee, just in the way that only Wookiees can be all the best. But just so good when you charge down that hall. I was like, oh no, and of course you did great on that. So it was just good. It is true to the Wookiee way, and I super appreciate that because it is not for the faint of heart. Dee, you are very good at getting yourself in trouble. And that is different than the way that Ellen Nee gets herself in trouble, which is just really bad rolls. So so yeah, I think it was a great session for character play and things like that. And Rich, I really did enjoy the Va and Ka
Neat.
mythos and running into that. And yeah, Very cool. So, like the best part of OSR in some ways is that little bit of odd mystical stuff. That's always kind of fun.
Yay. Cool. Thank you so much, Sherry. Ethan, did you have any stars?
Yeah. First off, like within the kind of like slowness of OSR combat, like it was still really interesting, particularly the Hork wrestling match / axe fight. So stars for making that like as flavorful and interesting as possible, like within this. Okay, roll again. I guess it's not even the slowness that causes me problems with OSR combat. It's the I'm good at one thing. I just have to keep doing that one thing every time. I always I try to find more interesting ways to do it and more interesting things to do, but I'm only going to have an effect if I just shoot. Or Hork is only going to have an effect if they just chop somebody up with the axe. But everybody was really good at finding like variations on their thing, or just running away, or like running back to the shrine and getting healed. Like there was a lot more variation than I would expect for the very like straightforward combat that this game encourages.
Excellent. Thank you.
Was very creative with it.
I thought everybody was. I appreciated people doing cool, neat stuff. Adesh, any stars left out there for you?
Pretty much mirroring what Ethan and Sherry said, that everyone leaned into doing character stuff even while we were just like emptying the bag of hit points. So that was I really enjoyed that, and the conversation between Reyna and Alini, I think it was, when they were running away and then coming back in again. That I really enjoyed that. That was fun, and Dig interacting with the mask was also interesting, and Reyna with the crystal at the end. That was a cool moment.
Yeah, that was a good moment. Steven, as long as your retinas have not been burned out, do you want to bring us home?
Yeah. So I really enjoyed a lot of things. Like I said in my wish, I feel like in this case, everyone got, like character moments for them to do something really cool. And even beyond what their class did. Like I really liked, Huark getting to run in and charge and like really challenge the big bad leader. And it was tense for a little while. I really liked that quiet moment with Deej in the with the mask, where Deej is like, sure, I'll do whatever you want if I get paid. That was really, really interesting. And the same thing with Alani, with like, oh, this is what the Fa do in their shrine, and I know about this, and so it was all very, very good. The system's interesting. There are really good parts to it, and then there are things that slow down. And I think with some work, like I felt like my spell casting equivalent slowed things down. So once we had it figured out, I could just type it all out and hit the roll, and we figured out what was happening. And I still don't quite understand some of the stuff, because there's so many moving parts of the system, but it's interesting to see how they work. So like, it sounds like it's trying to make it easier on the Overlords side, which is just you have a roll, and the bad guys, the opponents, only have a single result. They succeed or fail. But for us, we have succeed with a cost, fail with a cost, or just succeed. So we still have that choice, but the Overlord, it streamlines it so that it's success or fail.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do see that goal in the design, and I appreciate it. It's weird to kind of flip my head to go, oh wait, no, I want to roll high. But I imagine if I ran this enough, it would be very reflexive.
Yeah,
Wait.
and I think that part you could just as well have the players make like a defense roll, like roll equal or under to your whatever stat it is, would work just as well.
Yes. They're definitely, this is definitely feels like it comes from the, but I still like rolling dice design camp.
Yeah. Or
which
where
I'm
the
not.
players want the GM to roll dice because it's the GM's character and that sort of thing. I mean, some players, I think, particularly in the OSR space, they kind of have that thing that now it's the GM character doing something, so they should be rolling the dice. That sort of thing. Yeah.
The rolling initiative every round was kind of tiresome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with what Steven said about the magic force thing slowing things down, I think that was entirely just us not being familiar with how it worked. Because if we had known how it worked, then that would have been just make the roll, oh, this happens, pick some consequence, and we're moving on. I don't think it would have. I don't think it was I don't think the mechanics are slow. It was our unfamiliarity led to handling the mechanics made it slow.
I do
That-
like the
that's fair.
backlash mechanics,
Yeah.
where something bad happens. That was interesting. I wish it wasn't, but something bad happens to your buddies. But yeah,
Yeah, that always makes like, oh, bad stuff to me is way different flavor than and I screwed my buddies. And it has a different tone. Yep. Cool. Well, we're over time. Did anybody have any last bits they wanted to throw in? I don't want to cut anybody off in case you were sitting on something.
I just saw something about the leveling up, about rolling for raising attributes or something, but I figure if we want
Yeah,
to
we're
do
going
that,
to do that at the beginning of next session. Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And now the summary should hopefully put that as a follow-up item. Cool. Thank you all so much for playing. We got one more session left of Solar Blades and Cosmic Spells, and I look forward to it. And thanks for everybody for watching. We'll stop the recording here.